Hey folks, Tim Newman with Soft Light Studios bringing another daily assignment your way, albeit with our new and improved shorter introduction clip. Today's assignment for July 21st, 2019. Our assignment today is titled Frame Within a Frame. Now, normally, we're pretty careful when framing up our images, lining things up just so, looking at the outside edges and making sure that they box in our image appropriately. But now we want you to use a little extra care and spend a little extra time looking for an additional frame that you can wrap around the contents of your chosen scene. Let's take a couple of sample images here and take a look at them. In this first sample image, we are in the Antelope Wash, shooting out the sandstone walls at the desert night. And this is right outside of Page, Arizona. If you ever get a chance to go out here and shoot there, it's a great spot to do this. And I just love the way this image frames up the night sky. In our second image, we've obviously got a subway train here. And in this subway train, we are really carefully working and framing up the image itself and then using the window of the train car itself to frame up the occupants inside the car. I think it's a really good example of a frame within a frame image. Let's take a look at a couple of the elements of design that matter to us here. In these pictures, more often than not, you're going to be working lines, and those are the lines that make up the exterior of your image. And then the interior image, that secondary frame, is really going to be a shape. So it makes sense that we are thinking about lines and shapes here as our elements of design. Let's take a look at some more sample images. In this sample image, we truly do have a frame. We have a window frame inside a wall, inside the exterior framing of our picture. And I think this really echoes the concept here that we're trying to complete and makes a good job of showing that off. In our next image here, a little bit non-traditional frame, if you will, but a frame all the same, and it is framing up the Chicago skyline in the background, and that is the water tower building that we're seeing back there in the far background. This structure is found in the Lincoln Park area, so a really great place to go shoot. One last image, and that's still a little non-traditional, but here you can see that we're using the branches of a spring blossoming cherry tree to frame up that Jefferson Memorial in the background. I think the morning sunlight and the soft colors here really work well in bringing this picture together. Let's take a look at some of the rules of composition that we're going to be thinking about. Point of view matters here. It's the only way that you're going to find that interior frame is to be really exploring point of view and moving yourself around until the exterior frame, the interior frame, and the subject of the picture all align. Geometric balance is pretty important here as well. And last but not least, rule of thirds, where you can work it in. If you think back to some of the sample images that you just saw, a lot of rule of thirds being applied there, both horizontally, vertically, and at those points of interest intersections. All right, let's take a look at one last slide here, which contains 5 line items that really outline the parameters that you should follow for exporting your images for consideration in our semi-monthly image critique. Last 2 lines there are an example of a name for today's image and our naming standard laid out there for you. All this explained in our Upload 01 video, which will be linked in the description below if you need more information on it. And then last but not least, here at the very bottom, you have the upload URL. And you probably know by now, we don't make you type this out. It is also provided in the description as a clickable link for your convenience. And speaking of for your convenience, you know that subscribe button is pretty darn convenient too, bringing you new stuff every time we release it. All right, folks, we're out of here, but not without reminding you that learning equals skills, practice equals mastery. We'll see you out there.